This episode of Pretty Not Smart is brought to you by Huggies Little Snugglers. Huggies Little Snugglers, now with blowout protection in every direction. Sizes 1 through 2. Huggies, we got you, baby. Hi, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pretty Not Smart with your host, Yoatzi.
And Louie, aka the baddest.
I hate that.
I know.
I hate it.
I hate when there's like a trending song on TikTok and it's just like constantly playing. Me da como cosa.
The first time I saw it
know.
was with Mary's Boutique.
Oh, when I did it with her, you just saw it.
Yeah, that one.
No, we just did it yesterday.
I
Not
know.
with Mary's Boutique, but yesterday we were all hanging out with our friends and everybody was like, let's do un grrr. I was like, "Ay, todos hacer un grrr."
You know which other one's trending right now that I
Which
want to
one?
do? We're going to do it. Come on, baby, let's go party.
Oh, I did that one with Mary too.
Oh, yeah, you guys did.
Yeah,
that one.
Y'all copying on her audio.
I just go to her profile. I'm like, what did Mary do today?
It's because there's always a song that's trending, and the song that's trending right now is.
Ay, dame un a little
Dame-
punch. Well, what's our little saying to remind them to go and click that little button?
Well, if you're not subscribed, you're definitely pretty not smart.
And if you want to be found, you better subscribe. Guys, I think Louis is fine, but I'm cruda.
I know.
I'm
Yoatzi said she's
so
all fucking cruda
cruda.
and hinchada, and I don't know what.
No, literally. I'm feeling a little better because I'm drinking coffee and I'm eating, so I'm like coming to life, but it's a little rough this morning.
Yeah, yesterday we did a really unexpected random shout out to Adriana Lima. He got like a cute little yacht because he has family and friends here visiting.
Because he has money.
I know, I'm like that too after we paid him for the podcast. That's kidding.
For real.
No, so he wanted to get like a little yacht for his friends and family, so he invited us and we all went and turned
It
it.
was so fun.
And Yoatzi said that she woke up hella cruda still. I wasn't cruda, but we ended up stopping the yacht at like this little area where it's safe to jump off and get in the ocean and shit like that. But when we were stopped, there was so many like waves that we were going like side to side. So when I finally even on the drive back home, I was like,
Yeah, oh, that's right.
I was feeling so nauseous. Like, you're already off the fucking yacht. But like even at home when I was showering, I would close my eyes. I felt like I was like
Me
swiftling
too.
back and forth.
And it's not just because you drink, because the last time that we went on the boat that you got us for Mother's Day,
Mhm.
I didn't really drink. I had maybe like one margarita, and
Mhm.
even that day, I was still like moving side to side.
It's
after
just
the
motion
boat.
sickness.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm so glad though, because when I was younger, I would get the worst motion sickness. Like I would actually like throw up.
Yeah,
But now like I don't get it that bad. But when I was younger, I remember we'd go like on field trips to go like whale watching stuff.
oh yeah, that
And I would
was-
never
that
make
was-
it through. I'd always go because I'd get FOMO, but then I'd be like,
Why am I
the whole
here?"
time.
Yesterday, you know how we jumped in the water?
Mhm.
Bitch, that shit was fucking freezing. It
F you for
sobered
lying
me.
to me.
It's because look,
No.
I got in and I was like, ah! But then like it went away.
You guys, I was fully hyperventilating. I was like,
Ah!
it was so cold.
It wasn't that cold.
colder than a cold plunge. I was like,
Well, yesterday I had my little Louis Vuitton ring and I lost it in the ocean.
oh, wait, you were
I was
saying
like, my diamond earring.
that. Which one? I don't think I ever saw it.
It's just this really cute Louis Vuitton ring that I had, and it had like a little LV, and then it had like little rhinestones.
I
on
hate
the
you for
side.
like not taking it off before jumping in.
I didn't think about. I honestly did not think my jewelry was gonna come off. Because my other two rings, me quedaban apretaditos, so they're good. But that one, I guess, was loose. So when I jumped in, it went boop. And I was like, no.
Everyone's
my
gonna go like
diamond
dive to look for
earring.
it.
That was really sad. And then also, I think I got stung by a jelly bean. Or what is it called?
Bitch,
What's it called?
On my butt. 'cause
jellyfish.
It's bigger.
No, I'm not kidding. I woke up with like right here on my right arm and my little wrist area.
Your forearm.
My forearm. I'm a borracha.
I know.
I'm speaking nonsense. No, me arde. Like it fucking burns. This whole section burns. And I don't have anything.
Or you don't think it was just that when you jumped, you were like,
Maybe,
like you
but it
splashed.
literally, like, I feel like I have a quemada. But
what
I don't
the
have shit.
heck?
So I feel like something went, it shocked me. I was like, oh.
Bitch, I woke you up.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Yoatzi's still recovering. I feel fine. My motion sickness went away by the time I went to sleep and everything, and I'm good.
Must be nice. Y'all went to the gym.
No, I'm gonna go to the gym.
Oh, I thought you went.
I know. I could not wake up that early to go.
I was like, damn, you must be feeling
No.
great.
It was really hard trying to wake up, and like I'm not trying to drink coffee right now. I'm gonna drink pre-workout later. So right now I'm like a little like,
You want traguito?
no. But anyways, for today's episode, Yoatzi loves, I feel like you love doing these episodes where it's like string theory.
Yeah.
And I mean, no. Sorry. My
Oh, when
fucking
we
words.
read from our
When
emails.
we read from our viewers' emails and stuff.
Yes.
I feel like she loves doing that. And I love doing them too, but I feel like those are the ones that Yoatzi gets really excited for. So she wanted to do our stories for the string theory.
Yes.
So I'm trying to buy us time while Alex gets his stuff together and sets up his mic.
He forgot he uses a mic.
You guys, I think we need a new producer.
that was the last straw. We're like,
I
guys,
know.
it's not working out anymore.
No, but before we get into your guys' string theories, which I'm really excited to hear
Me
about, Alex is going to
too.
give us the dumbass word of the day.
A ver.
It better be realistic. No more of these fake ones
Yeah,
that we
no
can't
more
use.
Yo, guys, so this
Gobble-doodle.
one I got sent in my DMs through a fan.
Ah,
Okay.
someone's all sliding into his
I
DM.
know, pretty not smart
Chabuchona.
He's like, the word is sexy.
Word is chichona.
Where is Papi?
There's all a guy. Okay,
I apologize for my mic not being here. I had to clean up all the confetti with the kids.
Oh,
I
you
put
guys
them
did
to
clean
work.
up the confetti.
Yeah.
So I had to take everything out, and the kids were going fucking crazy at the end. So I was like, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna plug everything and go. Okay, so the word is, I apologize. I didn't screenshot the username, but I appreciate the guy who sent me this word. Louie, I feel like you might know what it is. You guys ready?
Bottom. I have to like describe what it is.
You guys ready? Submissive. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was laughing too.
No, the word is decorum.
Bitch.
Decor?
Yeah, I don't know. I have
Decorum?
no idea. Can you
Decorum.
like? Is it like home decor? Is it about human anatomy? Is it about the world?
This is the definition that it has, or
No,
not definition.
don't give us a
sorry.
definition.
The
Yeah.
sentence. He had no idea of funeral decorum.
Decorations.
I swear you've used this word before.
Girl. All right. He had no words of decorum, or what the fuck did you just say? I'm like,
2
so-
seconds ago.
I
Something
think
about
he
a
is
funeral.
hungover.
What'd you
He
say?
had no idea of funeral decorum.
Like etiquette,
Oh,
Etiquette.
etiquette. Oh, I said it wrong.
Etiquette.
Etiquette, like the way you should be acting at a funeral,
The way you should behave.
behave.
yeah. It's,
you-
that's a similar word. Etiquette is a similar word.
So is that not the
So-
definition?
okay, so give us the definition now.
The definition is behavior in keeping with good taste and propriety. Propriety.
Say that again.
Wow.
Behavior in keeping with good taste and propriety.
Wow.
I don't get it.
All right.
Ah.
I feel like I
Louis
was
is pretty
close.
and smart.
Yeah, I got it right.
I have a question for you too.
What?
Sorry, we'll like add this.
How
Are you
many
guys subscribed to the
surgeries?
Pretty Not Smart page? On your guys'
I
personal?
subscribe.
Like on your guys' personal
Duh.
YouTubes?
Dude, imagine I'm not. If I'm not, I'm quitting and you guys
Like
can
YouTube?
get it. Yeah.
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 I better be subscribed then.
You're over here
Show
like,
the
where if
camera.
you're not
She's like, subscribe. Look, I am subscribed.
No, I should be. I was like the first subscribed.
Yeah, I think we were.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah, look, subscribed.
Okay, just wanted
I
to
think
make
we
sure.
were
I thought
like
about it
the
right now and I was like,
first.
wait, you guys
I
are
know,
telling everyone to
random.
subscribe? Now imagine if you guys aren't.
Fun fact, actually, really sad fact. Yoatzi's pretty much always signed into the Pretty Not Smart YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
So every time I sign in, the whole watch history is like kid stuff.
Oh my.
The kids are like, so if you
gosh.
ever see a random ass comment on a YouTube channel from Pretty Not Smart and it's like gibberish, just know it was not us.
I was trying Travis.
It's
Like,
all I see is a bunch of like the watch history is a bunch of like baby stuff. And I'm like, bitch.
You know what? And I think I know why. The TV, I think, is pretty not smart. So that's where like the kids
Oh.
watch their little shows on the TV.
Oh,
Okay.
he
So
said he
hopefully
signed it
no
out.
more.
Anyways, the word was
Dequarium.
aquarium.
Decorum.
Oh, decorum.
Oh, decorum.
That's a cool word. I like that one. But let's get into your guys' string theory
I'm excited.
stories. I'm really excited. Do
Are you
wanna
first?
read first or me?
I
said
guess
it's on
I'll
your
go
phone.
first
Okay.
because it's already right here.
If you guys don't know what string theory is and you missed that episode, it was an episode where Yoatzi and I talked about how we think it's very fascinating and cool how some people have crossed paths not knowing about each other or of each other and then ended up being together later down the road. Or they came out in the background of a picture or some sort of crazy story like that, whether it was like now they're in a relationship or friendships or something, but just crossing paths unintentionally.
I'm like excited, but I'm kind of like scared because that stuff. Somebody just posted something. Oh my gosh. Do you watch you did. Jersey Shore?
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Sweetheart. I'm the
Yeah.
baddest bitch or what is it?
I'm the sweetest bitch
you'll ever meet.
Uh-huh.
So I guess her husband right now used to work at Karma.
Oh, what?
Do you remember the
Yeah.
Karma? So he used to work at Karma and she didn't know. And he was like a security or something, but he worked and they were always at Karma.
What?
So in one of the episodes, somebody posted it on TikTok. And one of the episodes, she's like wearing one of the blue dresses and she's like, dancing, blah, blah, blah. And her husband is right behind
Ew,
her.
that one's ugly.
Literally right behind her.
Now they're married.
Yes, and she's pregnant. And like she, on family vacation on one of the episodes, she was saying how she was like, yeah, like we used to work at Karma. And I think one time he dragged out one of the guys drunk and like all this stuff, but she never like interacted with him.
What?
And now later they met later and he was just like, oh, like I used to work at Karma.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So I'm kind of hoping these stories are something like that. All right. So this one is called Crazy String Theory Story.
Okay.
Hi, Louie. Why is he making fun
Mez
of me?
laughing at us, you guys.
He's all cracking down in the corner.
I'm going to end up building a little fucking fort right there so he can't see us.
And we can't see him.
And we can see him.
He's all napping the whole time.
I know. It's like perfect.
All right. Yeah. Hi, Louie, Yoatzi, and me. I met you guys last month at Disneyland. Thank you
Aw.
so much for stopping to talk to my boyfriend and I and to take a picture. It meant a lot.
Aw,
that's
you're
so
cute.
I was so nervous, I completely forgot to tell you that we were gonna message you about our invisible string theory story because till this day, we still think it's absolutely crazy. Oh, I love. A ver. I've been with my partner since 2019 and we met in 2018. When we started to become close friends, I went over to his house for the first time with a group of friends. I was already there for a couple hours when I started to look at the family photos they had hung up on the wall in the hallway. In a college, there was a picture of my boyfriend from when he was in preschool with this other little girl.
Wait, college or collage?
Collage.
I was like, in college. And then preschool. I was like, wait.
Sorry, let me reread that. In a collage, there was
Okay.
a picture of my boyfriend from when he was in preschool with this other little girl.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do a double take because when I saw the photo, the little girl looked exactly like me.
Ew.
After looking at it longer and asking him where he went to preschool, which I didn't know where he went at the time, the little girl in the photo was literally me. It tripped us the fuck out. Once we found out, we went to the same preschool. I started to look through old photo albums at my parents' house, and we found 3 more pictures we had together. We had no idea we went to preschool together, but didn't meet until we were in high school. It was insane to find out we were friends when we were 2 or 3 years old. Oh, and literally had no clue until we became friends in high school and I went over to his house. Also, when we were that little, I only spoke English and he only spoke Spanish. And it's so cute how we were besties because we couldn't even talk to each other.
Aw.
Oh. But there's pictures, so many pictures of just us 2 together. We're still together today and have been together for almost 6 years now. I love him with my whole heart, and I love sharing our crazy invisible string story. I hope you guys see this, and thank you for making my week every Thursday. You guys are the best. Never change. With love, Malia Benedito.
Melia, thank
I love that
you.
story.
That one was crazy.
Give me
gummies.
goosebumps.
So I feel like what I'm getting from this story is that somehow you guys made a friendship or a little bond when you were younger. So maybe when you guys
Aw.
crossed paths again in high school, it was like a familiar feeling because they had
I
already
get
had a little connection.
goosebumps. Yeah, like that
Right?
friendship was like still there, but
Yeah.
from when they were chiquitos. And I think
That's
it's so cute that
crazy.
they couldn't even like talk to each other.
Uh-huh.
And they were probably like, hi.
I know. Imagine all like fighting each
They're
other.
fighting con la lengua, like,
I know.
That
That's
was
crazy.
super cute. I love that story.
That's really cute.
But I'm telling you, I feel like a lot of people are just like from the very beginning, they have that invisible string already attached. And it's like eventually at some point, you probably already met once and, you know, they probably left or whatever, but you're going to meet them again because you guys are attached. That's so cute.
That one was cool.
All right.
Cute.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's one of these two right here.
I have to read one of those two?
Yeah.
And not one of my brand trips.
That's the pretty not smart one. I'm excited. A ver.
Wait, one of the top two you haven't read?
Right. I read the third one.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to read this one because the story sounds interesting.
Okay.
It says, don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband.
Oh, I love
Even
that
if
saying.
he's sweet.
Even if he's sweet, man.
Yeah. Hi, Louie and Yoatzi. Please keep my name anonymous. I got you. Imagine I say her name.
Say her name. I'm like, say her name again. What was it?
No, I got you. Oh, this is a long and juicy couture one.
Okay, read it right.
I'm like setting the scene. It was a chilly day. I just said it. Okay. I was in a 1.5 year long relationship, my freshman to sophomore year. He was a sweet guy, always buying me things. He had money. His family owned a business.
Oh, okay.
But I never really felt that attraction for him. Even if he was super nice, respectful, always bought me clothes, makeup, jewelry. As teenagers, I just didn't love him as much as he loved me. I think he was obsessed.
Oy.
During this time, on my way home from school, I would always see a little chunky boy walking home. He wore glasses, had a huge backpack, and walked so slow, swaying sideways as he walked because he was thickums. Male looking penguin, side to
I
side.
feel like his backpack was so big, he was also swaying.
Oh, okay. Every time I saw him, I would say, "Oh, he's so cute, me lo quiero robar." I always say that too when I see someone like you. I'm like, "Oh, I want to take that." I saw him for many months walking home. At this point in my life, I started feeling so weird in my relationship, like I wasn't supposed to be with him. He unfortunately started giving me the ick because he was such a clingy, obsessive guy. I ended up having to end my relationship with him. I was so mean to him. Honestly, he also deserved someone nicer to him than I was. I took advantage of his sweet personality and how easy it was to get things from being with him, bitch. She's all admitting everything here.
She's like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to say your name. Nah, just kidding.
I'm going to message him.
A month later, I make a post on Facebook and I say, like for a rate, as we used to do back then.
Hey,
LOL.
I remember those.
Girl. I then see this guy like my comment that looks so familiar, so I rated him a 10 because he was fine as fuck. I then started liking all his photos para ver si me hacía caso, LOL. And then he started liking mine back. Then I messaged him asking, do I know you? And he tells me that he went to the same high school as me, and he would always see me with my ex-boyfriend. We ended up talking every single day nonstop. I fell in love so quick with him. It was so easy to love him. Such a different feeling than what I felt with my ex. We ended up meeting a few weeks later, and then we made it official. And I started to meet his parents, siblings. Turns out that little chunky boy I would see walking home is his little brother. What? When I tell you I was so shocked because I always knew and believed about the string theory. Then later on, I met more of his family cousins, and turns out I also knew his cousin because we had the same classes, and I never knew that they were even related. It's like I started meeting his family members one by one until I got to him.
Aww.
My suegra also explained this. She said that she also saw my dad pick me up from middle school. We both also went to the same middle school. And would remember my dad always wearing chanclas, and yep, that's him. His house was also just a street away from mine, and we never knew it. We are now 10 years together and have a beautiful baby girl. He truly is a man of my dreams. Remember, ladies, don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband. Also, my ex was and is a great guy. No bad things to say about him. Love you guys. Oh, that was cute.
What the heck? You know what? I thought she was going to say that the little chunky kid was her boyfriend.
I know. And then she was like, no, it's his little brother. But that's cute, like how she
Aw.
said that unintentionally she had already met so many like people from his family to like eventually get to him.
That's cute.
But I also think it's cute like what you said about your ex-boyfriend, him being sweet and everything, because sometimes it's just like it's not meant to be, and you might
Like,
have that
yeah.
feeling, and like instead of forcing it, you were like, you know what, like it's not meant to be. Because you could have easily been like, he's nice to me, like he gets me what I want, like it is what it is, like this is what a relationship should be. But something
Yeah.
didn't feel right because she said as soon as she met this new guy, that everything was just like,
Like love.
yeah, like instant love.
So now you know, girls, if you're like in a relationship and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm feeling it, or like if he's giving you the ick, like don't put up with it, even if he's rich. I mean, if he's rich,
She was like,
if you
define
want.
red. For real.
No, but that's a really good saying. Don't let
Yeah.
your ex or your current dumbass boyfriend.
Because even like she said at the end, she was like, no shade to him. He was super nice and he did nothing wrong in the relationship. She's like, it just wasn't.
It wasn't her
there.
vagina wasn't fluttering.
Babe, fuck you.
This episode of Pretty Not Smart is brought to you by Huggies Little Snugglers. Huggies is the only leading brand with all-around blowout protection for sizes 1 and 2. So my baby is now 2 months old, and I think still to this day one of my biggest nightmares is having a blowout because they happen when you least expect it, and my biggest nightmare is not being prepared. But with Huggies Little Snugglers, I can just relax and not have to worry about that. Huggies Little Snugglers are up to 100% leak-proof with blowout protection in the front and back for sizes 1 and 2. So you can feel confident relying on them for your little ones. Huggies Little Snugglers, now with blowout protection in every direction, sizes 1 through 2. Huggies, we got you, baby.
You're reading the next one?
¿Te rasguñaste?
Yeah.
Ay, oh, baby.
That's a string theory.
Wait, really? ¿Te
That was
rasguñaste?
scary, yeah.
What did you do?
I don't know. I woke up with it. I'm not
like,
kidding. I was like fully asleep. And then I woke up and I was like, ay, me arde. Like something was burning my
Ow.
face. So I went in the mirror and I saw that it's a thin ass little like
rasguño.
yeah, and I was like, how could I have like cut? Even like with my nails, I was like, how?
It was me.
I know.
You know what? Maybe te dio comezón because Alex does that a lot. He doesn't. He doesn't realize.
Not fighting yourself.
Louis, he just did that thing he did in Vegas. He was like, he did it again not too long ago. Alex is really. We're gonna like just sidetrack a little bit. Alex is really crazy when he sleeps, and like at night he gets little like scratchy attacks. But he's like dead asleep. He'll be like I'm not kidding. Or like I'm just gonna expose you, man. There's times where I've seen him. No, you can't plug it. No, literally, this one last time, digging into his nose
at night.
At night, bien pinche dormido. He's like dead asleep, but he was like, like you know. I swear his finger was like touching his brain, and I was just because I was breastfeeding the baby, and I'm just staring at him like, what the fuck? He's like, and then he just goes back to sleep. Monkey.
I do not believe that has ever happened. I think these are all.
He thinks I hallucinate.
She tells me about them. She's like, I'm going to record one day. And then the next morning, it happened, but I didn't record. And I'm like,
because it's so fast.
It's so, I can't. Look,
I've experienced it,
this other time, no, I was feeding Dante again. And I'm like fully awake because I'm feeding the baby. So I'm just like, staring at the wall or watching TV. This little dummy, he like stretched, or I don't know what he did. And he was like, oh. He's like twitching, grabbing his ribs. Because I'm assuming he's getting a cramp. He's like, I'm not kidding. And then like maybe like 5 seconds later, he's like, and he just goes to sleep. And that time I was like, fuck, should I record? I was like, it's going to end. There's no point. But yeah.
The only reason why I think she has fever dreams is because she'll be like, oh, I woke up so many times last night. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, and then like, that'll be like the one random night where I stay up till like fucking 4 a.m. on my phone. And I'm like, you didn't wake up at all. She's like, yes, I did. And I was like, no, you didn't.
Long story short, we are going to get a camera installed in our bedroom. And I will post all of these little scenes.
Yeah, fucking Paranormal Activity. You just see Mare like getting dragged.
He's all like getting dragged, picking his nose.
I know. The fucking ghost is like all clapping his cheeks.
Like in Scary Movie, they're all going up in the roof. Okay, we are going to continue with string theory.
I'm not prohibido.
Okay. Oh, wait, we already read this one. All right. This one is called
Amor prohibido.
String theory from childhood to today. Hi, y'all. I just want to start off saying I love you so much. I've been watching since I was 12 years old and I'm turning 19 soon. Oh, happy birthday. Genuinely have gotten me through some difficult times in my life, and you always make me laugh even when I feel like crying. Los quiero muchísimo. Never stop shining your light.
Aw,
Oh, we
thank
love
you.
you. All right. So I'll tell you my story in the order that I found it all out because it's wild. And it runs deep and it's a cute story. Grab your man and your wine glasses because it's a long one, but it's worth it. Trust. Okay.
I'm ready, huh?
Oh, shit. Louis, do you want to read this
Bill
one?
fucking share. Wagon wheel what to see. Go.
Okay. So in the second half of my junior year, I joined robotics and I met this boy. We'll call him by his old code name, Fulano. If my
Fulano.
cousin hears this, she'll immediately know. We immediately hit it off and we got to chatting, and I immediately felt the chemistry between us. Just through conversation, we realized that we actually ran in our school's cross country team together just a few months before. He knew who I was, but he was already quiet, so I had no idea who he was. We had hella mutual friends, and I had actually sat in one of his classes maybe a week before meeting him, but he sat in the front and I sat in the back with one of our mutual friends. Stay with me, it gets more interesting, trust. I talked to my best friend and my cousin about him, and both of them already knew him. My cousin apparently went to elementary school with him for a few years at a tiny school, and my friend was in a program with him since before she met me, and they were acquaintances. I had also just gotten accepted to the same program, and I had applied before I met Fulano. But both of them loved him for me already. Okay. So anyways, one day we were having a robotics meeting, and I walked outside just as Fulano's mom and sister had arrived to drop off tamales for us to eat.
Oh, that
Ooh.
sounds good right now.
She asked us where she could leave the food, and I showed her where the room was. Keep this in mind, it comes back. Okay.
The tamal.
It comes to life. So Fulano and I were talking for a while, and I actually started developing feelings for him, and I told my dad about him. He asked me what his name was, and I told him Fulano's first and last name, and my dad's jaw drops. He repeats his last name all shocked and asks me what his parents' last names are. I had no idea. And where his parents were from. Then he tells me that he actually knows both of his parents. Here's what my dad told me. My dad used to work with Fulano's dad, and they were friends. My dad got hella along with one of Fulano's uncles. When my parents first moved to the U.S., they lived across the street from Fulano's parents, who already lived in the house that Fulano grew up in. My parents rented out a room with Fulano's tia, and my parents and Fulano's tia then moved to the town that I grew up in after my older brother was born. Damn. And this was all years before Fulano and I were even born. Oh shit.
So the string was created even before that.
That's crazy. Obviously, I was shocked, but there's more. The next time I saw Fulano after I had this convo with my dad, he told me that when his mom dropped off food for us, she actually recognized me. She hadn't seen me in over 10 years, and I had no clue who she was, but she recognized me, guys. I was like, Suegra, who? But anyways, I also brought it up to my mom, and she even told me more. She said that she remembers when Fulano and his little sisters were chamaquitos, and that apparently we went to Fulano's first birthday party.
What the heck?
So there's most likely a photo out there of me and Fulano together as babies, which is wild. And then this is the cute part. My mommy also told me that when she was pregnant with my older brother, Fulano's abuelita used to come over to our apartment and make some caldito for my mommy cuando ya estaba tan embarazada que no podía cocinar y no se sentía bien. My mom told me she still remembers how good the caldo was, and that unfortunately Fulano's abuelita passed away from COVID a few years ago, but it's a sweet memory for her. Aww. I've known Fulano for about 3 years now, and I'm always finding out more and more crazy coincidences, and it's crazy. Even his soccer jersey number was the exact same as my lucky number, a number that I've had dreams about for years.
Ew, I hate
Hey. And we're both studying to be engineers, 2 different fields that intertwine. Things didn't end up working out between him and I, but our families reconnected thanks to him, and I reuniting.
I reunited.
Oh, and I reunited, and his little sister is one of my best friends. I was in her quince court as a dama and was at their house twice a week. We all had robotics together. and Fulano and I were in STEAM program together. So I spent pretty much every day with him just because we had the same interest. I got really close to him and his family, but things just did not work out between the two of us. Not romantically and not as friends.
Yeah.
But y'all, as much as I say I'm going to stay away from him and as much as I want to, I always end up somehow pulling up to the private family functions. Listen, I'm telling you, 1 second I'm just going to his sister's confirmation, and the next I'm playing Mario Kart and Uno with her, Fulano, and their cousins on Fulano's bedroom floor, right after chatting with his tias and tios at his kitchen table. The invisible string theory keeps going and keeps connecting us to this day, and it's crazy. No matter what I always want, no matter what I always end up seeing him. I don't want him anymore. We don't even really talk anymore, and he's leaving to the University of UC Berkeley, like Andrea. And I can't even really call him a friend anymore, but I've just accepted that we're connected somehow. But yeah, that's my story. I love you guys so much, and I'm writing this at midnight. So good night. Cuídense mucho.
That's crazy. It's a different take on it.
Yes.
I don't like that one.
I'm just trying to think, like, has that ever happened to you where you like keep seeing the same person over and over and over, and you're like, yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
Mm.
When I used to work at Kmart, there was a señor that I would always see.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell my friends about it, like, who is this señor and why is he always here? And I feel like I was the one that always noticed him or like always paid attention to him. I don't know. And then there was times where I was like driving, through Freedom, and I'd always see that señor just like walking down the street too.
Hey, he's all your husband.
No, but like it never went anywhere, but you just keep seeing the same person like over and over and over. Has never happened to you?
No, I don't think so, but
Pero pobrecita, she's over
especially the fact that
it.
she's saying that she like tried it in a friendship and in a relationship, but it didn't work. But
out.
there's just so many different like things that were connected to it, like family wise and stuff. Like maybe that was the purpose of it, but I don't know. That's weird.
But that's cute too, how she said that basically them like rekindling or hanging out was able to connect their families.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing out of it.
They were like hanging out, or maybe that was the purpose, because I feel like everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
What if the purpose was to reconnect the families? Not necessarily them, but the families. And he's just coincidentally there, and she is too.
They're not even family.
But like they're like
Friends.
your chosen family,
Yes, so
Luis all pissed.
No, it's just like I'm trying to. Well, I mean, I guess there's still more time in the future. I just kidding.
No, that's what I was thinking too. What if later, like, I don't know, you fall in love?
Right time, wrong time. Oh, wait, no, right person, wrong time.
Yes.
I don't know. But then again, also like it could just be that. But I think it's just crazy how it's like a different way of explaining a string
theory.
Yeah,
they're still connected, and she's like, yeah, she cuts it.
I know.
With
like, what the fuck is a string?
I'm over it.
Yeah, I really want to have a string theory, but I don't have
You
one.
have one with Fern. You
That's
guys
not
were
string theory.
Yes, you were.
No. Because string theory is when you've already crossed paths or something that's connecting you guys from the past. I just met Fern. I thought he was hot, and now we're together. Like we never crossed paths or nothing.
Me and May were definitely.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are like string theory, but I'm not. Really?
Okay, so I read.
Pass me the motherfucking phone business, bitch.
All right, here you go.
Locked. I'm just kidding. Which one do I read?
Whichever. I already unstarred the ones we read.
So all three of those are brand new.
Just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, the bitch.
Hi, Louie, YOA, and me. My name is Brianna. Louie likes my comments a lot, so maybe he remembers me. I also go by Brianna Monique, LOL. Hi, Brianna. I just want to say that I supported you both for many, 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 many years.
But I hate y'all now.
And I'm so proud of how far you both have come. Aw, thank you so much. As a first generation Chicana from the West Coast, myself, I've loved hearing how similar our childhoods were. But anyways, my red string theory is about one of my best friends and I. Oh, okay. I've always known of her since she was more known in school, and I was always the quiet, shy girl. But we didn't become friends until our late freshman year of high school. When we had our first sleepover, her mom picked me up from my house, and as we sat in the back seat, she said she wanted to ask me something. She asked if my mom and dad were so-and-so, and I said yes. She then named my aunt and grandparents and asked if they were my family, and me being freaked out a bit that my new friend that my new friend's mom knew my entire life. I hesitantly said yes, but all she said was that she knew them. The next day, I told my mom about it, and turns out at the time, what? Turns out my at the time new friend's mom and her family were my mom's first ever friend. She also. I am so sorry. I think I'm having like a little dyslexia moment. It says, I'm gonna just read it. The next day, I told my mom about it, and turns out my at the time new friend's mom and her family were my mom's first ever friends. So basically, her new friend and her mom and the other girl's mom were friends. Oh my God, girl, you just made that so difficult for me to read. I was like, no, and then I just kept seeing like my mom, friend. I was like, wait. It's okay, Brianna, it's okay, it's my fault. So yeah, basically their moms were friends when they moved into Mexico.
Okay.
After looking through old photos, I actually found a Polaroid from the late 80s, early 90s of mine and my best friend's mom and aunt around the age we were when we became friends.
Aww.
My best friend Valerie is one of the closest people I have in my life. So we both think God and the universe brought our families together so that we'd meet and become twin flames. Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
She's the Addie to my Louie.
Aww.
I'm sorry if this was kind of long, but I truly believe if people are meant to be in your life, God and the universe will make it happen in any way that they can. She's my platonic soulmate, and I wouldn't trade her for the world. Thank you guys for listening to my little story, and I wish you all the best, including all of you watching. Love, Brianna. Oh, that was really cute.
So, okay. If my dumbass brain comprehends, the moms were girly pops and they were besties before the girls were besties. Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah, so now they're kind of like rejoined.
Like their little blood like went to the babies and they found each other. Oh, I love that.
I always love something about hearing people talking about a best friend in that way. Like being like, oh, like my soulmate, and like, you know, because it's I've always said that any sort of relationship that you have in your life, whether it's with your family, a significant other, or a friendship, is a beautiful relationship that you have to water.
Yeah.
So hearing her just like talk about her best friend like that, I was like, oh, that's really cute.
You know what it reminded me of? When we were mocosos, Yume Yami, this is Louie's like hometown best. Yummy.
She still hasn't been on the podcast.
I know, we have to bring her.
She's coming.
She better. Is she really?
Is, yeah.
When?
She's coming for my birthday, so I'm gonna sit her ass down and make her fucking film.
I love Yummy. She hasn't met my baby.
Oh, she has? Yeah, I don't think she's met any of the three.
Yeah, they have.
That's how long it's been.
So you and Yummy were you guys were like friends in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
But
we have pictures together.
But you guys kind of like lost touch, no?
No, so me and Yami were best friends all of elementary school. So from kinder all the way to 5th grade, we played all the games. Like I'll save so many of these stories for when Yami's here if she is open to being on the podcast. But we were literally just like glued to each other. We would play like freeze tag with people. We would play tag. We would play like stealing people's marbles. Like we would just do everything together. But then I remember 5th grade. I remember it very vividly. Our moms were talking. And then Yami's mom was trying to convince my mom to move me to Saba.
Oh.
And she was like, oh, sí, like, ¿por qué no apuntas? Because my mom was just telling her. Well, they were both talking because they knew we were best friends. Like, they were both like, oh, they're besties.
Cute.
So Yami's mom broke the news and was like, oh, yeah, Yami's going to Saba. Saba is like this, I guess you would say like a private.
Jail?
Would you say it's like a private school? And what's it's a college prep, but not everybody can go in there. At the time, they would do like raffles, and if you were lucky, you could go in there. But it was like a really high educated school that would like really prep kids to go to college. And it's like I feel like a lot of kids who went there were very fucking smart, including Yami.
Right.
But basically, she was like, you should sign up like Luisito over there so that he can be with Yami and they can both like go to school.
Aww.
Girl, all dumb. What was I gonna do? I fucking Saba.
Like what?
But anyways, yeah. So I remember Yami's mom telling my mom that, and I was like, I looked at Yami and I was like, no. She was my only friend, so I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do in middle school without Yami?
Yeah.
So then, my mom was just like, oh, well, like, I don't know if I'm going to sign him up there because you had already been to EA Hall. So then I was just going to follow in your footsteps and like.
You should have gone to Saba.
I know. Hell no, bitch.
What if you would have been hella smart?
Bitch, I would have been extra dumb. They probably would have kicked me out. If I could barely keep up with like regular elementary school shit. Imagine in Saba.
I feel like in schools like that though, class sizes are a little smaller and it's a little bit more like intimate.
No, you guys, Saba was scary.
Oh, see, I didn't know.
No, it was, but like I remember they all had uniforms.
Yeah.
And then I remember when we would go out in lunch because Saba is from middle school all the way up to high school. But Yami only went for middle school. So I only spent 3 years of like school years without Yami, which was 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And then she went back to Watsonville High with me. And that's when we rekindled and we were just living our life.
Again.
Yeah. But I remember in Saba when we would like get out of school, they would still be there. They would get into school, I think, an hour before us and get out of school an hour after us.
An hour after. I remember that.
And
was
we would
crazy.
leave and they'd be like in the windows like, and we'd be like, bye.
They're in the window.
And then I remember they would like, every time they'd walk them out of classes, because we would all walk by their school.
Yeah.
Every time they'd walk out of class, they had to like stay straight in the line and they couldn't even like move or say hi. They had to be like fucking soldiers. And we'd be like, hi. And they'd be like, just kidding.
Was this when the school was in front of the public library?
Yes, in Watsonville.
And then they moved them to like the fucking forest.
Bitch, and then they moved them to like the middle of nowhere so nobody couldn't go in. And I actually went into their high school because I almost went into their high school.
I remember.
I don't know if y'all ever watched Ant Farm on Disney Channel, but it was very that. I was like trying to get into school. The whole school was like fenced and you had to have like a secret eye contact to like get into. And I remember they like buzzed me in and I was like, and it was like this, it was just a whole nother world. But Yami was in that school. Maybe Yami could tell us more stories when she's on here about Saba. But it was literally like military. They were like, say hi. And they would like walk to class.
They're all cadet Kellys. Like,
no, literally.
That's crazy.
And then Yami would like be sitting there. Like
I thought this whole time that kind of like it's like a mini string theory, I guess, because you guys broke
With
up.
Yami?
Yeah, you guys broke up and then got back together.
Yeah, I guess that kind of could be like a string theory because I've known, well, actually, yeah, now that I think about it way back, I feel like Yami is my string theory because we became besties in elementary school, literally as far back as I can remember. Then it just so happened that one day I went back home and I was playing outside and I noticed Yami was playing outside.
Oh, yeah.
And we lived in the same fucking street, literally 2 houses down from each other. And then I was like, wait, what the?
Like Yami?
And then
but they wouldn't let her play outside home.
Yeah, they wouldn't let her play outside. So then we went all of elementary school. We broke up in fucking middle school. Had no contact. Like literally after like middle school, I think we talked for a little bit in 6th grade. Like, how's it going, friend? Through like Facebook.
Aww.
But then after that, we completely were like strangers. Like no conversation. No like, hey girl. Like just.
For 3 years.
Yeah, because you go from like literally elementary school being a mocoso to going into high school a teenager.
Right.
So it's like so much character development happens in that middle school.
You're right.
So I feel like we had no contact, but then in elementary school, I realized like she was back in in high school. And I was like, wait, what the?
What did you guys do? Remember what you guys did when you saw each other? Were you guys friends like right away?
I think it happened where I think either Yami. No, you know what? I don't know if you remember this. Back in the day, in high school, when you would get your schedule, you would post a picture of it on Facebook.
Yes.
And you'd be like, anybody have classes?
Yeah.
I think either Yami or I did that. And that's how we found out. Well, that's how I found out that Yami was going back into high school with me. And then I think we had every fucking class together.
No way.
So I don't know if she messaged me or I messaged her, but then we sat together. And then we were just cracking up all the time. We'd always be separated. And then it got to the point where I would pick up Yami for school.
Oh, that's right.
And then, oh my God, I literally went through every phase. Me and Yami went through a little like skater phase. We would ride penny boards. So then I would get dropped off at Yami's house so that we could ride our penny boards all the way to high school.
Oh, you guys are cute.
And we'd be like in our penny, or sometimes we'd be like, we're both not morning people, so sometimes we just be like, hey, put our earphones in and just ride with each other. I swear to God,
mad at each other.
It's just like we're not morning people sometimes. So we're just like, hey, and then we'd be, yeah. But Yami has seen my whole character development from like having nothing to like going on our penny boards to her being the first person I picked up in my car to like,
I love that.
Just everything. But even right now, me and Yami don't message each other like all the time. We'll randomly message each other or send each other like a TikTok or two. But then it always just comes back to us talking. I mean, she's coming for my birthday, so I'm really excited to see her.
I feel like you guys have that type of relationship where like no matter how much time you guys go without talking to each other, when you guys rekindle, it's like no time was like
like lost.
You guys were always talking.
Yeah, because I just saw her not that long ago. I went up to Berkeley to visit Andrea. and I
Yeah.
was there with Booty. And I told her, I was like, I'm gonna be Burgley pull up. So she pulled up, and then we went out and stuff. But like, it doesn't feel like hey, Yummy. Like it feels just
No,
like
it's like
no time has been
normal.
lost. Yeah. So then I guess
Aw.
Yummy would be my string
I
thing.
think like friendship wise, I think it's Yummy.
Yeah.
We have to bring her to the podcast. I read the comments and a lot of people are like, when are we getting Yummy?
For real. A ver si habla. Yummy
She's like-
shine. She doesn't talk, I imagine. Okay, but in all serious, before we like move on, I think it's like cool what Yoatzi just said right now, because I was like talking about like Saba and it being like kind of scary. All that funny stuff aside, like Yoatzi was saying, like Saba is a really good school to be in Watsonville.
In Watsonville,
For it's just like such a good education for students, especially in Watsonville. And like I said,
like
everybody,
low-income families.
yeah, everybody that I know that went to Saba was smart.
Smart.
Like, I mean, even fucking Yummy, she's so fucking smart. Even
Yeah.
all of high school, she was so smart. And it's like, I heard it's really fucking hard. I heard they're really fucking strict, and I heard they have the kids on check, but it ends up
It's better for
paying
their
in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like sets them up for it. Basically, that's what the school's for, setting them up for success.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool. So if you go to Saba, shout out. And
Shout out to
to all the
you.
teachers in Saba.
You're probably a baddie. You're probably
Yeah.
super smart. And Alex just told us that they were actually trying to take away Saba from Watsonville.
Mhm.
They're trying to move it.
Allegedly.
Oh,
Because we don't know for sure.
Allegedly, they were trying to move it, but Meg just told us that Saba's gonna stay in Watsonville till 2044. That's
Yeah.
sickening.
Según,
I still Watson.
What? So you need to go to Saba.
I still follow Watsonville's pages because I like to stay in touch with Watsonville. Like I
Uh-huh.
like learning about their little news and like stuff like
Aw.
that. You know, that sucks.
No, it's because it's cute because Watsonville's so small.
I know, but it's so precious to me. Like
Yeah.
Watsonville will always have that little special place in my heart.
Mhm.
And what do you call it? They're actually gonna have their strawberry festival soon.
I want to go.
I'm gonna go crash it.
Babe, I'm gonna go crash it.
No, like I'm gonna go make an appearance.
Babe,
You know?
I'm gonna throw strawberries at you.
Ah,
Just
like,
kidding.
get out!
Yeah, I miss so much of my childhood from Watsonville.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I
miss
love it there.
Me
I
too.
actually low-key want to buy a house there one day.
It's fucking expensive.
I know. That's why I have
Yeah.
to be really. So keep watching, guys.
A lot of people have asked me that question. They're like, why did you decide to buy a home out here? And they're like, oh, is it because like LA? But I'm like, I don't even live in LA.
Yeah,
for
we
it
don't live in
to
LA.
start off. But two, buying a house out there is real fucking expensive.
Like,
and like
in fucking. Me and Alex actually went
mhm.
to look at houses. Babe, it was like 1.3 million for a
Mhm.
little shack.
That's what I was gonna say. It's just like it's not even like the size of the house you could get lucky and find a really good size of a house. But the thing is, a lot of them are like not. They're
They're
so old,
old.
basically. So
They're
it would
really
be you would have
old.
to put so much money into the house to repaint it, to maybe change the floors, to like just do so
Everything.
much that like I ended up just buying my house out here because
Ya está bien chula.
thank you.
Ay,
But yeah, I
you're
got
so
lucky with
pretty.
my house. But in a dream world, living up north up there would be like perfect. Like the climate, just
Ugh.
being so close to everything out there, and like
And I think another big reason why Watsonville is so expensive, it's because of the location.
yes, we're in the middle. Well, we were in the middle of everything. It was
Yes.
perfect.
Like we literally, I hate this. We took it so much for granted. I mean, I went to the beach a few times,
Yeah.
but Watsonville, the beach is literally, we drive 15 minutes. The beach is right there.
Yeah, right
The
there, right next to
dunes.
us. Yeah. Yeah, well, this episode doesn't need to be about Watsonville, but I always loved Watsonville. I just hated the people
The
who
bullies.
made it bad for me.
Right.
Yeah, like
right.
I always loved the city. I always loved the sense of community. I always loved how close everything was to me. But literally, the people that I went to high school with made it a living hell for me, and I wanted to just get out of there.
disappear.
But I mean, we go to Watsonville pretty often, and every time I go now, it's super chill and it's super nice because all those people are not
Are
doing shit
gone.
with their lives,
You know what I
and
was
they're
gonna say?
poking their butts.
Sorry to interrupt you before I forget. I was just gonna say that I think after we moved,
Mm.
now that every time we go back, we get nothing but love.
Yeah.
Like I think we had to move. They kicked
No,
us
I
out.
think it's just like just speaking from the people who like made my fucking high school living hell was like I think all those people either are working or they have families or something where they're just like doing something else with their lives where they don't have time to do that shit anymore. Because
Yeah.
I haven't came across any of those people. Like I've came across people who I went to high school with and like I'll say hi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like all those people who just made it like a living hell, I was like I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but like They're nowhere to be
But don't
found.
forget, there's still some losers. Remember that fucking bitch that also tried to start drama with
Ay,
me?
but those are people sin que hacer.
I was like, mi amor, que no tienes hijos. Hay que lavar los
For real.
trastes o algo. But so there's still some. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah, so I enjoyed it and I loved living out there. I just hated the way that people made it
Right.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love whenever I get to go out there and visit and nobody bothers me.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy.
No bad people bother
I'm
me.
gonna buy Alex's house.
I know he kicks your mom out.
I'm like, I'm buying it.
For real.
Okay, let's continue on with these little stories. Oh, this one has pictures. Oh, I like this
Okay, let me
one. I
see.
looked at the pictures. Okay. So this one says invisible string theory, me and my man. Okay, so me and my man, his name is Daniel. Based off what we remember, we met each other in Pollo Loco.
Pollo Loco.
We worked together for only 3 months, then he left. He was still in my life because I knew his sister from high school since I was a freshman, since she was a helper for my dance class, and she also worked at the same Pollo Loco.
Mm.
And after a while working together, her and my brother started dating. Oh. So our family would get together and I would see Daniel as well, and we would all go out sometimes. And I saw myself catching feelings for him, and they invited me and my brother over to their house on February 15, 2019, to have fun and drink. On that night, we had our first kiss. Tell me why almost 3 years later of us being together and having our baby girl, his dad sent a picture that on February 15, 2019, so when they had their first kiss, his mom took what?
Took
His
family.
mom took his family, and somehow there I was behind him while he was outside the auditorium going to watch his sister perform for dance when I had no idea who he was. And what a coincidence that I seen him for the very first time in February 15, 2019.
I don't get it.
I'm confused.
Both of them.
I'm so confused.
Oh, or reread it. Sorry, you guys.
Okay, we're pretty not smart.
Shouldn't have gone to say, but.
Tell me why almost 3 years later of us being together and having our baby girl, his dad sent a picture that on February 15, 2019, his mom took of his family, and somehow there I was behind him while he was outside the auditorium going to watch his sister perform for dance when I had no idea who he was. And what a coincidence that I seen him for the very first time in February 15, 2019.
Okay, so long story short, there was just a picture and she was in the back. And that's the first time she was like, oh shit.
Which is 3 exact years after we had our first kiss. Oh, on the
That's
same
crazy.
date.
Yeah.
And I had no idea who he was until we worked together and never seen that photo until a couple months later from today. And I remember us having our first kiss on February 15, 2022. Oh, and there I was behind him in this picture on February 15, 2019. Oh, it even has the date, the picture. And now we will soon be 3 years together with our beautiful 14-month-old girl. By the way, I love you guys. Oh, love you.
That was cute. Yeah, we got a little like confused in the middle, but that's cute. Like on the exact same fucking day.
Oh, like they were in the same place.
Oh, same place too? Oh, I missed that.
That's the picture. Look.
Oh, hija de tu.
That sounded like it hurt.
Okay, and where is
She's
she?
cute. Go down. And the date? I know, that's kind of scary. I hope you should email her
Oh my
back and ask her if we can
God.
post the pictures. Or like,
No, babe, pobrecita.
no, like put them right here.
No. Alright.
So they can see too. But
It's up to her.
basically it's a picture of them. 2 different pictures. They're in the same location 3 years before their first kiss on the exact same date.
Crazy.
That's string
crazy.
theory.
Who wants this? Oh, wait. I locked it. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, I
Me
threw
iba a
it
pegar.
so bad. I'm sorry. Me, I'm beating up the couch.
Okay. Damn.
So I'm reading the
Daddy.
next one.
Yes, you are. Yeah, just ask her if we can post the pictures on the podcast. Not on the Instagram, but like right here. His dad. All right.
My turn.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, you guys, I get so scared when I have to read like
Okay,
y'all stories because
it's
I can't read.
the top 2. Pa que me lo o to unlock it.
Ah!
Ooh.
So pick one of the top 2.
Yeah.
Which one's shorter? Nah, just
Ow,
kidding.
my bones hurt.
Me.
It's super long?
Okay, I'm gonna read the longest one.
Okay. Prepárense.
Hasta emojis y todo,
A
eh?
ver.
It's called String Theory Times 2.
Ooh. Ah.
Hey, you guys.
Ah.
Not sure if this counts, but I have 2.
I hate you. I'll cringe.
First one was a friend of
Ya,
mine.
ya, léelo bien, que no te entiendo.
Okay. First one was a friend of mine at the time's boyfriend.
Huh? Bien
Okay,
confident.
I'm gonna read it exactly how you wrote it. No. But it says, first one was a friend of mine at the time before when I met him. I thought, wow, he's cute. I don't get it.
I know we're all pretty not smart, my lips, but I really recommend we use punctuation.
No, it's not that. The part that's mixing me up, it says friend of mine at the time boyfriend. Okay, so I'm going to correct it to how I think she meant it. First one was friend of... what?
Yes, no.
I'm fucking dumb.
So I think what she's trying to say that there's 2 different stories. And the first story is...
Mez laughing at us.
Again. I don't get it.
Over it. She just met a time. She just met somebody and she thought he was, oh my God, he's so cute. But out of
Okay.
respect, I kept my distance. Little did I know that he'd be one of that stirred the pot and caused my boyfriend to doubt me and break up. Years later, I got a message from Mr. Cutie and we talked for a few months, but we never met up in person. After our reconnection died down a bit and I was going to give up hope, Mr. Cutie appears again. Only this time we met in person after we both unexpectedly got hired at the same job. Oh my God, seeing him again and his smile. Oh my God. All right.
Shaw melting.
We both felt the connection, but we didn't date until about months later after I told him about some concerns I had about the relationship I was in at the time. And he told me, pues ya déjalo. Me, all obediente, I did. Mind you, during our time of texting and meeting up again, he kept trying to push me to date his friend again. But he finally stopped after I told him he really didn't know his friend behind closed doors. Okay, so I get it. So what she's saying at the beginning is that it was a friend of her boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry, you guys. I kind of butchered that in the beginning. But that's how I ran it. So basically, they were friends. And then she thought he was hella cute. And he was telling her to leave the boyfriend. Because she was like, I know you guys are friends, but you don't really know him like that.
Right.
With that, he apologized for the past and for trying to get me to go back to him. Fast forward to the day he asked me out. The day I showed up for my shift to relieve him from his shift, and he said, before I go, I have to ask you something. I asked him a few times to tell me, but he'd smile nervously and do a little jump and say, hold on.
A little jump. He's not jumping.
When customers stopped coming in, he was finally ready, and oh my God, I thought he was joking when he asked me to be his girlfriend. But when he said he was being serious, I jumped into his arms and said yes. And you may think I got my happy ending, but no. We dated for a few months and he kept our relationship away from social media. But my ex, his friend, found out about us after we hung out with a mutual friend and his girlfriend for a couple's dinner. And they posted a group picture where it was clear as day that we were now dating.
Oh.
Los cagó el palo. And even though I didn't care for him knowing, he had pulled the bro card and told Mr. Cutie that it was a shit move to the point that he told him that he betrayed his friend and he felt so bad that we had to break up.
What?
When I tell you guys that my heart broke, it broke. Seeing each other at work was hard at the point where we ended up meeting after work to hook up for about a month or two as if we didn't want to let go. But eventually we did and he even requested a shift change to then quitting altogether.
Oh.
The relationship meant and still means a lot to me. He really showed me what it meant to be in a trusting, healthy relationship. Like I really felt appreciated and loved, even though we never said I love you to each other. I regret not saying it to him if he didn't say it back. I maybe waited to see if he'd come back to me about 4 or 5 years. I know it's crazy.
Wow.
Eventually, I got with my now partner / baby daddy that I met in high school, who I think is string theory number 2. Okay, so that was the conclusion of story number 1, I think. And now she's talking about her new boyfriend / baby daddy. He was and is friends with my cousin when I met him and also taken. Oh, he had a girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
We'd interact with each other here and there between hellos, but nothing to hint I liked him. I'd see him on public bus on occasions, and when I was with my mom, she'd always say, "Mira tu novio,"
Uh-huh.
every time. After about 7 years had passed, he messaged me on Instagram and asked me out to a movie. He was finally single. On the second date, he gifted me a bracelet and asked me to be his girlfriend. Of course, I said yes. And if it seemed we were moving fast into the relationship, it felt right as we both clicked pretty good. After I let the first one go, I wasn't about to let the second one go too.
Aw.
The crazy part is that during the first year of being with guy number 2, Mr. Cutie made a reappearance.
Oh.
He messaged me to hang out one night and I said yes. And before y'all judge, I only said yes to say my piece with him and get my closure that I felt I needed.
Aw.
When I saw him that night, my heart was racing and he thought I was still interested, to the point he said if I wanted to be with him, he'd have to enamorar him. Like, bitch, what? I told him, yeah, no, buddy, I'm in a relationship with somebody I love and I'm happy. I told him that I waited for him to come back to me, but I finally moved on and can confidently say I don't need you like I thought I did. He seemed sad, but he was happy for me and drove me back home. I cried on the way. Fast forward to the present, me and my high school crush have a beautiful 1-year-old girl and have been together for 6 years. Oh, and another little detail, every once in a while, I dream about Mr. Cutie and how we would run into each other, talk of the past, and I finally tell him I loved him even though I never said it.
Aw.
And we always either gave a hug and a last kiss goodbye, or we are both single and decided to see where things go and walk off together hand in hand.
Aw.
I don't get it. Just kidding, at the end of everything. You're trying to catch.
I'm like, me either.
Here, do you want to catch it? Let me explain right now.
Oh, got it.
It's 'cause I got confused, amiga. So many 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s.
Mr. Cutie Pie, Mr. Ugly Pie, and left and right.
Bitch, ugly pie. So, if I understood this correctly, she had a boyfriend. That boyfriend had a homie.
Uh-huh.
And she thought the homie was cute. Eventually started ranting to the homie about the boyfriend being not the best. So the homie was like, just leave him, bro.
Right. And she,
So
bien
she left
obediente, she
him.
did.
Then she got with Mr. Cutie,
Which is homie.
And they were like, oh, I love you. And then the OG boyfriend found out and was like, fuck y'all. So
like,
he
you
left
betrayed
her.
me. Yeah, so
So she was
homie
like-
was like, bye.
Yeah.
Cutie Pie left her.
She was like, oh.
But then
She ended up getting with her now partner who she knew in high school.
her high school crush.
Uh-huh.
And
now
then
they have a kid together. And she was like, oh my God, that's crazy because like I knew you back then.
yeah.
But then she met Mr. Cutie again and told him, I hate you.
And he was
And
like,
now
no, be
she's-
with me.
Yeah, and now she's with her boyfriend, but still dreams about Mr. Cutie.
I'm going to tell you, man.
So you have 2 strings? All right. She's like,
She's like, I don't know which one.
yeah, I got confused, but I'm sorry. That was me, not you, I promise. All right.
But okay, we got the conclusion.
Yeah. That was a long one. My fucking tongue got all seca. Hold on, I need to take some water.
Oh, my back. I feel like we chingaron.
My neck.
I'm so sore. But I think we have one more, right? Hi, first off, I want to say I love you both. I would love both of y'all content. Every time I feel sad and anxious or in my head, I'll put on your podcast on and it makes me feel so much better. Yay. Sorry for the
Thanks.
long story, she said. It's okay.
Not long.
No, it's not. It's cute. So my string theory is kind of weird, and it's with my ex and his family. Before I met him, this older lady worked with my mom at the hospital for like many years. We would go to the hospital to get our physicals for school and sports. I lived on the Navajo reservation, and it would be a small community, so everyone knew each other. Every time we would see my mom at work and waited for her to get off work, we would sit and chat with this lady. Years later, when I finally graduated high school, I moved down to the city to go to trade school. On the first day of school, I sat by him without realizing who he was. Then throughout the whole year, we wouldn't talk to each other at all. I was very introverted, then school ended. We graduated maybe 3 months after graduation. I started a new job. I didn't keep in contact with anyone from school, but at lunchtime, I realized it was him working there, and maybe 3 weeks later, he introduced himself to me. Then maybe a month, we became friends. And like 2 months later, we got together and started dating. Then 3 months later, my mom passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. And I would tell him like stories about her working at the hospital and stuff. And that there was a nice lady that would always like talk to us. Then he told me that his grandma worked at the hospital. They had a family gathering. I realized it was the same lady that worked with my mom. And I told her that my mom had passed. She couldn't believe it. I also found a picture of his grandma and my mom together at work.
Oh, what the heck? That's so cute.
She told me how small the world was. The crazy part is that he would go spend summers down with her, and my grandma's house is like 2 houses down. Sometimes we would see kids like playing, but we wouldn't go play with them because me and my siblings were scared. Also, I did go to the same school as his cousins for a couple years, and then they moved away. Sadly, me and him didn't work out in the long run, but it was still weird that we kind of grew up in the same area without realizing it, and we went to the same trade school. Then we went to the same job and somehow fell in love with each other. I still get sad thinking about how our relationship, because of how it ended, and it felt like the universe put us in each other's life. Oh,
That's cute. Also remember that if there is that saying that's like right person, wrong time.
yeah.
So I mean, get sad about it. Maybe there's still hope for the future. But if there isn't, it's because there's something better for you out there.
Yeah. I feel like what if, you know how a lot of times, never mind. I lost my train of thought.
Bitch, fuck
I was
you.
going somewhere and I just got into a bola and I lost it.
But that was cute that you got to see like some more of like your mommy, and you got to see a picture and hear somebody else's perspective of like how your mom meant something to them as well.
Yeah, that was
That was
really
really
cute. I
cute.
love that.
Yeah. Thank
These
you
were some interesting
guys.
stories for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I wish more people had pictures.
I know.
I feel like that's always like so cool, but obviously, like I sometimes wish I could find a picture of me with somebody else that I know now, just in the future, like a very coincidental picture. But
Yeah.
it's just these string theories always fascinate me, and I think they're so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm gonna go look at our pictures, our childhood pictures. What if
Babe.
somebody? What would you do if like I went through our pictures and we saw somebody that we like talk to now, all random or something?
depends who it is.
Hi,
If it's
black
somebody
bitch.
like one of my close friends now, then I'd be like, "Oh, babe, we were on the same city." Like
I
I just
get
like
it.
it'd be like it was so small that like, it was
Alex
bound
is
to happen.
there.
I know.
Like if you guys didn't
He's
see.
definitely in some of those pictures I took from that party.
Oh,
where he was
you
at.
should
I'll
look.
look if I still have him.
Yes.
You're telling her about that night? The only time I fucking met you.
Prom.
I said
that you were probably in the back of them.
Mez perfect for this podcast.
Pretty not smart. Even our producers.
He was like, I
were
didn't take no
not.
pictures with you. And I was like, I literally said in the back. Over.
All right. I think with that being said, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for submitting your stories. We always love hearing from you guys, and also for all your sweet messages in those stories.
Yes.
And thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry that we butchered some of these stories, but it just didn't make sense to me sometimes.
And we tried our best.
And we tried to make it work, but it didn't work. That's not my fault. Your fault.
I exit like, oh, shut up.
I know. But thank you guys so much for
guys.
tuning in to another episode, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.